whole bunch still trying to get in.
Okay. Along with our family resource, we put this event on, so we hope that this is meaningful to your family and provides a lot of good information tonight. As always, we're all here to assist you if you have questions. So whether the questions come tonight or they come later throughout this process, please don't hesitate to email or talk to one of us. We would like to assist you with this process.
Oh, yeah.
Sparks questions for you and your family, please reach out to any of us. So, CCR members wise, this is Coach Matt Brandon. Coach Brandon is here at Davis County High School. He's our coach here. Out in the lobby, we have Miss Kelly Spa. She's CCR coach over at Apollo. And three of us work together to make a lot of these opportunities possible, including some kids on campus trips that seniors are going to be invited to participate in. And then next week is going to be College Application Week, and many of our local and state colleges are going to be here with us. We actually have a schedule of who's going to be with us, and many of those are going to be offering free applications next week in the CCR Center. So students, if needing to apply, I encourage you to wait till next week and visit your CCR centers on the day that the school plans to attend and maybe waive that application fee. So here with me on the stage, I have our guidance counselors that are representing all of our high schools, and they work predominantly with seniors. So we have Kelly Powers with Davis County High School, Ms. James, she's at Apollo High School, and then Bernice Kennedy, she's at Heritage Park High School. So we're going to give you some information. We try to streamline it so that it would apply to all students from any high school. So please listen up, give them your attention, and then at the end of this session, we're going to draw for these fabulous door prizes that we have to give away. We will also have one more PIA presentation, and that's on your schedule card here, and that will be in the media center. So if you missed that first presentation and would like to hear from Randy Corbett about paying for college with PIA, then you're welcome to go to that. We also have dinner available in our cafeteria, and the college fair will remain open until 7 o'clock. Thank you for joining us.
you have a copy of all of these slides with your handouts. So you should have received a Getting In book that is produced by Kia and is full of information and handouts that we're going to cover tonight. And I will tell you guys, I love the Getting In book. You'll have time to look through it later, but it has super great information in the front section. And in the middle section, all the way to the back, it lists every single college and university in the state of Kentucky, all of the community colleges, the technical colleges, and it will tell you where they're located, what their population is, what their fees are, which is really good to see. It will tell you all of the programs or studies that they have. So that is a super, super helpful book. So I encourage you to take a look at that later. Also, inside your Getting In book, you have a copy of the slides, and there's some spots there for you to take any notes if you want to. There's a senior college checklist, and it kind of lets you know who does what in this process, things that as a parent to know that you need to be working on. It also lets you know things that the students are responsible for taking care of, and also the things that the school counselors will be working on for your senior. Also, there is a senior do not lose sheet. That is a pretty nice sheet because seniors have realized that they are getting username and password to death this year. It seems like anytime they go to do something, they have to set up an account and have a username and password. So this paper is a spot where they can put everything on one sheet and have all of those things handy. Also, there's a sheet on there that gives you some directions on how to forward your email to another account. This is really, really helpful for students who are taking classes right now at OCTC. We have a sheet in there called the Nuts and Bolts of Borrowing that will give you some information on student loans. And for fun, we have a senior year bucket list in your Getting In book as well.
Okay, the next slide talks about the class of 2026 and the graduation requirements. And this is just basics. And at this point in the year, your student is either scheduled currently in their final classes or next semester will hit their last requirements. But just as a brief summary, in order to graduate from Davis County Public Schools, you must have 4 English credits, 4 math credits, 3 science credits, 3 social studies credits, 1 combined PE and health credit, and 1 full performing arts credit.
Here's a very short, condensed fall timeline for seniors. August through November, your senior needs to be applying for colleges online at the college websites. Today, we attended a regional college fair at Russia University, and of course, we're here tonight for Kickoff College Night. Also, in the fall, it's time to look for and apply for scholarships. And also, make some college visits as a family. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
Our next slide talks about the Kids on Campus program that Ms. Jerome mentioned earlier. This is where our school is getting a bus and visiting some different campuses that are close by and that are most popular amongst our students. So you can see the dates for those listed on this slide. A couple of dates have passed already, but some upcoming trips to U of L and UK are nearing. Encourage your student to check their email because this is first come, first served. So once we fill a bus, then that's it. We're asking seniors to choose 2. So when you look at that list, if you want to see more than 2, then you might decide which one you would go like on your own or with your family, and then which one you would want to join us on campus with your fellow students.
We realize that there are multiple pathways to careers at both of our high schools. We know that not every student is going to do the traditional 4 years of college route. That is a choice that a lot of seniors want to take, but also there is a route of doing 2 years at a community college, such as OCTC, and getting the basics taken care of, and then transferring to a 4-year institution. Another route is getting a 2-year associate's degree and going right to work. And yet another choice, OCTC has some certificate programs that take only 4 to 9 months, and a senior can get a certification in specific areas areas and can go right to work. Also, we have apprenticeship programs with KYGO and trade unions. Some of our seniors are going to be serving their country and joining a branch of our U.S. military. And then some students are going to find post-high school employment, and we realize that there are different pathways, and we are here to work with all seniors and making the best choice for them.
Talking about college-bound students, some things that you can do now. You can do a lot of online research for colleges that you're interested in. There's virtual tours that are really nice at giving you an up-close look at what it might look like. You think it's best in person, but sometimes that virtual tour is the next best thing. Right now, you should be applying for admission on school websites. Some of them have fees that range from $30 to $50 and even beyond, we're finding. Again, a reminder, College Application Week is being celebrated at our schools next week, and some colleges are partnering with our CCR staff and offering free applications. So if you haven't applied yet, you might tag on what's going to be offered next week before you hit submit on those applications. I will go ahead and tell you that UK is not part of that. They always charge us every time. So that one, if you're working on that one, go ahead and pay it because they're not giving us anything for free. Also know that if you are on free or reduced lunch, you can get 3 free fee waivers. So fee waivers mean you don't have to pay the fee. So if there's a student, if your student is in that category, you would come see Ms. Dang or myself for that, and it's just a signature, a quick form, and then that takes care of that fee for you. So we'd be happy to do that. Otherwise, fees paid online with your debit or credit card. Also, you'll be ordering your high school transcript through Parchment, and that's like the most popular email I get right now, is that you just applied, or your son or daughter just applied, and now you need to send your transcript to their college. When actually, students have received multiple emails about Parchment, and we have on it. And we get the microphone to say, Parchment, set up your Parchment account. So Parchment is a link that's sent to them through their email that they can quick and easy set up that account and send it for free all year long to any and all colleges. If you need help, every once in a while someone has like a technology glitch or something, send your student in to see us with their laptop, and we'll be happy to walk them through that. Now is the time to schedule college visits in the fall. If you're still making that decision, it's okay, but this is a great time for you to visit campuses with fall break just a few weeks away. We think that's a great time for our students to get on their campuses because it typically is not fall break for the colleges at that time. So it's great to see a campus when it's alive and well. Classes are in session. That's when you and your student can best see, like, is this where I belong? Is this where I fit? Does this look like something that I would want to be a part of? Also, seniors have the option to take a day off for school for those visits. Students can pick up forms from Apollo in their guidance office. At Davis County, you pick it up in the front office, and it's an educational enhancement form that gives you permission in advance. So that's the important part. You can't just decide on a Thursday you're going to go down and visit somebody at a campus and then bring in the note the next day. It has to be done in advance and planned, and an actual campus tour where they sign off on, and that's excused from school.
I would want to talk just a second about testing. These are the ACT scheduled test dates, the national dates that are coming up, and that's also in your notes. You can see the test dates and the deadlines to get registered. And let's talk about why is it important to retest. Most colleges in Kentucky do not require a specific ACT score when your seniors are applying for admission. As a matter of fact, most Kentucky colleges and universities are test optional. They may not even look at an ACT score when students are applying for acceptance. They're more concerned about the GPA. However, when students are applying for scholarships, ACT scores are going to be looked at for sure. And sometimes a student could be just a point or two away from a category of more scholarship money. Several colleges have grids. They have different categories. You can find your GPA and your ACT on your grid and find out where they intersect, and that much money will be automatically offered to your senior upon acceptance to the college. Your senior could be just a point or two away from moving up to the next category, and it could mean thousands of dollars, and multiply that over a 4-year college experience, that could be a lot of money. So us literally pay to retake the ACT. Now, we realize that Kentucky may be moving toward the SAT exam instead of the ACT. However, this class of 2026, we are going to recommend that you guys stay with the ACT and retest with the ACT. Most competitive academic scholarships are going to require a 28 on the ACT or higher to be considered for some of that full tuition money. However, there are partial scholarships that also will have ACT numbers lower than 28, so it's really important to get the highest score possible. And colleges will accept ACT scores most of the time throughout the senior year. Another reason to retest for ACT is sometimes they can look at ACT sub-scores in math or English and figure out which classes would be best suited for seniors when they move into college.
Next slide talks about ways to help pay for college. And this is just a variety of ways that combine to pay the total cost of your college. It's keys money, grants, and that's through the FAFSA, student loans, work study on college campus, also assigned through the FAFSA, scholarship money, and payment plans.
KEYS money, KEYS stands for the Kentucky Educational Excellence Scholarship, and this is money funded by our state through the Kentucky Lottery Program. So students literally earn money for making good grades in school all throughout high school. When a student is a freshman in college, they do nothing. The college or university in Kentucky will report to KEA, Kentucky Higher Education Assistance Authority, that the student is there and a check is mailed to the college. So it's wonderful. The students don't have any responsibility. The college notifies and the money is sent. And that money can be used all 4 years in college. So students need to be checking their KEA account to look at their KEYS money and make sure the amount is correct. Students will also earn money this year, their senior year, but that KEA account and the KEYS money will not be updated until sometime in June or July. Also, another reason to score higher on the ACT is seniors get an ACT bonus. I didn't mention that earlier, but they get a bonus on the KEYS money for their ACT score. Higher the score, the more the bonus money. And just as a note, a lot of seniors have asked me questions, and I'm sure Ms. Powers as well. KEA can weigh grades a little bit differently than Apollo and Davis County can, especially the college level courses, but everything that Luke's seen, it's for the good. They usually have more money listed in their KEA account than what they would if it was weighted at the high school.
The next slide talks about scholarship information, and scholarship means money that never has to be repaid. The majority of scholarship money comes directly from the college or university the student attends. So a lot of times people start by thinking like, I want to gather the scholarships and pick where I'm going to school, but you kind of have to think of it in an opposite way. Start at the schools that you're interested in, apply there, see what scholarships you qualify for at those schools, and then we'll talk later about how you get some of the community scholarships and things that stack with that. But the idea of full tuition or a full ride, that's always going to be awarded from the school itself. And that goes back to when Ms. Dane was talking about looking at the school scholarships. If you just enter in like those college websites I was talking about for virtual tours, also you can look at their scholarships, first-time freshman scholarships, and see that chart, and you can look quickly like, are they test optional? And if so, it may be, say for UK, a 3.75 or higher unweighted GPA earns you $5,000. So if Ms. Dane and I both apply and we have a 3.75 and we turn in our transcript and our fee by December 1, then we're both going to get that $5,000 provost scholarship every year at the University of Kentucky. However, if we happen to have like a 31 or a 33 and a 4.0 or a 3.8 or higher, we can compete for another scholarship, and that's the one we're talking about when it's like tuition, your housing, etc. So the big scholarships come from the school itself. Start looking at deadlines closely. When we talk about ACT and the benefit of retesting, you also want to consider the schools where you're applying, because the deadline often is also for the ACT key. So it may be that these last few tests that are offered in September and October, and then when the school's offering, those may be your last chance to get a score that qualifies you for the merit money at the colleges. Some are, very few allow you to keep taking it throughout the spring semester of your senior year and kind of do better. Like I know WK for one in the past, I can't speak of this year because I haven't heard yet officially, but they will say if it was going to give you $1,000 more to have a 2-point higher score, they would allow you to try to earn that throughout your senior year and award you that higher scholarship amount. Other schools, no, the deadline is in. And so look at deadlines closely. If you're early action or early decision, they may come as early as November. So it's time to get to work on those applications. Also, be on the lookout for scholarships that may apply to you in another way. So outside of the college and the community ones that we are going to share with you, you may know of some like in your church or at your parents' place of business that they've kind of we've awarded scholarships to students whose parents work at Swedish Match, for example. So those are things to consider. And even where your student works, I forgot, Chick-fil-A has offered some great scholarships to our students who have been, or so that's something that they can compete for as well.
On our Apollo and Davis County School web pages, we have scholarship cards, and we will post all community scholarships that we will receive. We don't have very many yet, but as October approaches and definitely November, December, we'll have quite a list of community scholarships. Most of these scholarships now are web-based, and we will have the link to the applications right there on that page. Everything will be right there and handy for your students. These are going to be partial scholarships. Like Ms. Power said, the larger amounts of money are going to come from the college or university. The community scholarships could be anywhere from $500 to $1,000. So we know that every dollar helps. However, these are just supplemental scholarships. Now, for scholarships, your student is going to need to write some essay. So seniors, get ready to be a good writer. Just remember that your English teacher and other teachers will be happy to help you and look over things. Also, your students are going to need letters of recommendation for a lot of scholarships. So seniors, we have if you need a letter from the counselor, from Ms. Powers or me, we have a letter of reference request on our school website that you can hop on and fill that information out so we can write a nice letter for you. Anytime, those seniors, that you ask someone for a letter of recommendation or reference, please allow them at least 2 weeks' time to get that completed for you. Please don't ask a couple days before, because as you know, your teachers and school staff have lives outside of school too, but we'll be happy to do letters for you.
The next slide talks about grants, loans, and work study. And these are all found within the FAFSA. So students qualify for grants, money that also doesn't have to be repaid, and work study by filling out the FAFSA. We're going to talk more about that in a minute, and if you went to Brandy Forker's presentation, she probably spoke more on this, but grant is basically, I like to say it's just like a scholarship. It's that the scholarship usually is earned for merit, and grant is earned because of financial needs. So when you complete the FAFSA, you're going to get something, each of us will get something that's called SAI, Student Aid Index. So basically it's like, according to my taxes I file and the number of people in my family, this is how much we believe the government thinks that we should pay for our student for college. So that number is used and tied and decided on grant money. So some of our students qualify for those, and those can be a big help as well with college expenses. Also, sometimes you may get a grant and a work study, sometimes not a grant, but you're offered a work study. So a work study is a job a student works part-time, no more than 20 hours a week on campus. And we like to tell students that if you see that pop up on your FAFSA, it's good to inquire about that and maybe consider strongly taking advantage of it, because these jobs are usually, I don't know how to say it, a cush job, like you're working at the library and maybe you're really just studying, but you're being paid. I'm going to check out a book once every hour. So they're not super difficult, but they can help with your financial package. Freshmen can borrow up to $5,500 the first year of college, no matter what your SAI is. So sometimes parents will say, I know we won't get any file if you plan on letting your student take out a loan or if you're considering a parent plus loan. Also, even if you're thinking no loans for us whatsoever, a lot of times colleges will come back and require you to fill out the FAFSA in order for them to award your student merit scholarship. So we can't really think of a reason not to fill out the FAFSA around here. So when October 1 rolls around, you're going to hear us talk about that a lot. Also, some colleges offer payment plans for out-of-pocket costs when you're considering these things.
Let's talk a little bit more about FAFSA. FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and that's the gateway to get some financial assistance to help for college. October 1 is a big date. That's the day that this electronic online application opens. It's really important for everyone in the room to apply for FAFSA. If you feel like you make too much money, like Ms. Powers said, you still need to file so students can claim academic parent scholarships. FAFSA determines how much your price tag and your out-of-pocket cost is going to be for college. And like Ms. Powers said, I know my husband and I both work, and I knew we wouldn't qualify for some grant money for college, but our students receive scholarships, and colleges kind of have a way of twisting our arms, so we had to file the FAFSA so our students could claim those academic scholarships. So it's super important to do that.
And speaking of FAFSA, we have FAFSA nights around here, and so we wanted to go ahead and have dates in front of you tonight. So we have two, one at Apollo on October 21st, and then the next night at Davis County High School here in our media center. So we wanted to invite you to either. So there may be Davis County and Apollo staff at both schools those nights, but more importantly, there's financial aid advisors from our local colleges that are great help to us that night. And, it might be a Kentucky Wesleyan person willing to give their time and help you, even though your student is going to University of Louisville. So they're there to answer the hard questions, and that is something that Ms. Damon and I can't do. Like, we can't give financial advice or sit down and work on the FAFSAs with you all throughout the year. So this is something that we really like to advertise and encourage you to come that night. But if something happens that you're unavailable both of those nights and you need help, we can connect you with someone in the future as well.
We thank you so much for coming tonight and sharing your seniors with us. Both Ms. Powers and I love working with seniors and walking along this year with them and helping them make decisions and seeing the excitement and helping to make future plans. So we are very appreciative of your being here, and we're going to get ready for some door prizes.
Right before the door prizes, one last thing. When Ms. Jerome gave you all the QR code to RSVP to this to get entered for the door prizes, she also asked like some things that you wanted to know or learn, or like what did you hope to accomplish from being here. Ms. Dave and I looked over those and felt like we covered most, but there was a few things that we wanted to address, just kind of rapid fire that came up. The first was athletics, like for a student who wants to play athletics in college, and I want to say at Davis County High School, your point of reference will be in our office, but it's Mr. Neil Hayden. So he works with students for NCAA and NAIA, and at Apollo High School, you're going to see Ms. Dane in the guidance office.
All right, we also had questions about completing the common application. So the school counselors are your contacts. If you need some help with the common app, you're going to see Ms. Powers at Davis County, and you're going to see myself at Apollo.
And college transcript. So if your student is in dual credit or early college, of course, or engineering, life science academy, they have earned college credit in addition to high school credit. So I told you earlier, high school transcript parchment is the way. However, in order to get those college credits, you're going to have to go to the college. So through academic records on My Pathway, online, OCTC, the students that are in here should know kind of what I'm talking about. That's where you'll go to actually send your transcript. Now, I will say this. Right now, if you're just applying to colleges, you don't have to send that OCTC transcript. They will accept you based on your high school transcript alone. But later on, if you actually want that credit to count, and so that those are classes you don't have to take later on, they have to come from the college from which it was earned. So that would be OCTC. And we can help you with that step one-on-one later if that's something that you need help with.
There were some questions about that ACT versus the SAT exam. Thankfully, colleges and universities across the nation will use scores from either exam. We encourage the class of 2026 to stick with the ACT. However, seniors are more than welcome welcome to try taking the SAT just to see what that process could be like, and those scores will be accepted by colleges and universities as well.
We're lucky enough in our district to offer the ACT to our seniors on a school day. So I want to give you those dates. At Davis County High School, the ACT will be given to seniors on October 21st. And if you signed up already and paid, you're good to go. But if you have not, you have until October 3rd to sign up and pay $20. Apollo High School will be given their senior ACT on November the 4th, and the deadline for that has already passed. So I hope everyone here that wants to take it got signed up.
Also, there was a good question. Do colleges look at the rigor of course load? For getting an acceptance to a college, no. They're honestly looking at that GPA because that represents a student's track over 3 years of high school. However, for competitive scholarships and admission to prestigious universities, they will look at the courses that seniors took, and they will consider the rigor of those courses.
And one last note on the ACT. Some people, a couple of parents recommend or ask questions about ACT help and where to get it. We wanted to say that we both have a program online on the website and a link for ACT study help. So on Davis County High School, it's under scholarships, and at Apollo High School, where can they find it exactly?
It is under the guidance office, and it's called, for both of our schools, it's called Learning Express. But then there's, within Learning Express, there's ACT Prep. It's free.
So at this time, I'm going to turn the microphone over to the CCR team to give away some awesome door prizes.
Thank you, ladies. This is around 6:30, so it's a little bit, 6:18 right now, 6:30. There's another KIA presentation. It's the same that went on before this presentation. And if you didn't get your questions answered, please go back. Far as we know, there's still some food left, but this is what everyone came for, I think, right? That's scholarship. Yeah, so we'll call names out. We're gonna, you have to be present to win. Everyone that pre-registered in the box here. So we'll call your name. Come down here. You get to pick in the order in which you're called. Got all kinds of great stuff up here. Got a Ninja here, AirPods, microwave, refrigerator, a couple of monitors, TV, all kinds of good stuff. So here we go. Number 1, Noah Gray. Number 2, Maddie Brandon. Number 3, Rachel Moran. Next up is Ben Lair. Ben Lair. Ben not here? Next up is Lachey Vera. Next up, Starla Whitehouse. Starla. Next up, Anna Dillback. Parents can come and put like prizes for your child. Any friends has been taken? No, here we go. He said he ran for a reason. Next up, Campbell Dillback. Next up, Lillian Connor. Next up, Wyatt Stone. Peyton Hamilton. Peyton Hamilton. Next up, Brody Hemmons. And an engine. Good. Next up, Jordan Spicer. Next up, Clara Likens. Next winner, Eli Hamby. Eli Hamby. Next winner, Brady French. Brady French. And we got John Brescher. Yes, these are all non-dorm room approved items. We've got 2 current moms of college students. Actually, we got several. So they all went shopping. I have nothing to do with it other than the AirPods. I picked those up. And the TV screen. All right, next up, Alyssa Tong. Okay, looks like we have 3 left. Eli Currington. Laundry cart, laundry basket, Tears, laundry cart, laundry basket, all the important stuff that nobody picked out. All right, we got 2 left. Mr. Ben Watkins.